Most men never think about their prostate until it's too late. It's one of those things, out of sight, out of mind, until the warning signs start creeping in. Maybe it starts as frequent nighttime urination, that annoying need to wake up multiple times just to relieve yourself. Then comes the weak stream, the feeling of never quite emptying your bladder. Before you know it, discomfort sets in, a dull ache in the lower abdomen, and suddenly you're searching online for answers, wondering how something you never paid attention to is now controlling your life. But here's the thing, some men never go through this. Some men live their entire lives without ever experiencing these prostate issues, without ever worrying about prostate cancer, prostatitis, or that dreaded prostate enlargement that seems inevitable with age. What if I told you that these men aren't just lucky? What if they're doing something you're not, that has been silently protecting them all these years? The truth is, your prostate doesn't just decide to fail overnight. It's a slow, gradual process, influenced by the choices you make every single day, the foods you eat, the way you move or don't move, how you manage stress, and even how often you ejaculate. All of these factors add up over time. The men who never suffer from prostate issues follow certain habits, often without even realizing how powerful they are. The best part? These habits are simple, and you can start applying them today. Let's start with the most basic yet often ignored foundation of prostate health, your daily habits. The modern lifestyle is killing men's prostates, and most don't even realize it. Sitting for long hours, eating inflammatory foods, ignoring subtle warning signs. These seemingly small choices compound into chronic inflammation, hormonal imbalances, and a weakened prostate. In contrast, men who remain problem-free are proactive. They make choices that keep their prostate functioning at its best year after year. One of the biggest secrets is movement. The men who avoid prostate problems don't live sedentary lives. They understand that prolonged sitting compresses the prostate and disrupts blood flow, leading to congestion in the gland. Studies have shown that men who engage in regular physical activity, especially activities like walking, jogging, or strength training, have a significantly lower risk of prostate disease. Why? Because exercise boosts circulation, reduces inflammation, and regulates hormone levels. And then there's the role of hormonal balance, something most men don't think about until they start feeling the effects of low testosterone, sluggish energy, or declining libido. The prostate is directly influenced by hormones like testosterone and dihydrotestosterone, DHT. While these hormones are essential for male health, when they're out of balance, they can lead to prostate enlargement and inflammation. The men who never suffer from prostate issues keep their hormones in check naturally through proper nutrition, exercise, and stress management, without resorting to synthetic quick fixes that can backfire over time. But what if I told you that even the simple act of hydration plays a massive role in prostate health? It sounds almost too easy, but dehydration thickens bodily fluids, making it harder for the prostate to flush out toxins effectively. Many men who suffer from prostate discomfort don't even realize that something as simple as drinking more water and reducing caffeine or alcohol intake could make a noticeable difference. Another overlooked factor? How they handle stress. Chronic stress is one of the most dangerous yet invisible threats to prostate health. When your body is constantly pumping out cortisol, the stress hormone, it triggers inflammation and weakens your immune system, making your prostate more vulnerable. The men who protect their prostates long-term aren't immune to stress, but they handle it differently. They exercise, meditate, take time away from screens, and prioritize their mental well-being. They understand that a calm mind leads to a healthier body. So, what's the real secret? It's not about luck. It's not about expensive supplements or magic cures. It's about small, consistent habits that create a fortress of protection around the prostate. It's about making simple adjustments, moving more, eating smarter, managing stress, and staying hydrated. But we're just scratching the surface, because if you think habits are powerful, wait until you see the impact of the right diet. The next part will dive deep into the foods that can either save or silently destroy your prostate. And trust me, Some of the worst offenders are in your kitchen right now. Stay tuned, because what you learn next might shock you. They say, you are what you eat. But what if I told you that what you put on your plate could determine whether you spend your later years suffering from prostate issues or living with complete freedom? The truth is, your prostate doesn't just wake up one day and decide to stop functioning properly. The process begins years, even decades, before symptoms appear. And while genetics play a role, the biggest determining factor in whether your prostate stays healthy or becomes a ticking time bomb is your diet. Most men don't realize that the foods they consume daily are either fueling their body with nutrients that protect their prostate or silently creating inflammation that leads to long-term damage. You might think you're eating okay, but hidden within many everyday meals are ingredients that silently wreak havoc on your prostate. Some foods increase inflammation, disrupt hormone balance, and contribute to prostate enlargement without you even realizing it. And what's worse, many of these foods are disguised as healthy options. Let's start with the biggest silent killers: processed foods and refined sugars. If your diet is filled with ultra-processed snacks, fast food, and sugary beverages, you're creating the perfect storm for inflammation. Studies have shown that chronic inflammation is a major contributor to prostate disease, including conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even prostate cancer. Foods high in processed vegetable oils, artificial preservatives, and excessive sugar overload the body with toxins that increase oxidative stress. This stress doesn't just make you feel sluggish, it actively damages your prostate cells over time. Now let's talk about red meat and dairy. You've probably heard conflicting opinions on whether red meat is good or bad for you. Here's the truth. It's not necessarily the meat itself, but rather how it's produced and consumed that makes the difference. Processed meats like bacon, sausages, and commercial hamburgers are packed with nitrates, preservatives, and excessive unhealthy fats that contribute to inflammation. Similarly, dairy products, especially those high in hormones, can disrupt the balance of testosterone and DHT, leading to unwanted prostate growth. Men who consume large amounts of dairy have been found to have a higher risk of prostate issues, especially if they're not balancing it with nutrient-dense foods. But here's the good news. Just as the wrong foods can accelerate prostate problems, the right foods can protect and even restore prostate health. One of the most powerful nutrients for the prostate is lycopene, a potent antioxidant found in tomatoes, watermelon, and red bell peppers. Lycopene has been scientifically shown to reduce the risk of prostate cancer and lower PSA levels, making it a must-have for any man who wants to safeguard his health. The best way to absorb lycopene? Cook tomatoes. That's right, tomato sauce, tomato paste, and even homemade ketchup pack a stronger punch than raw tomatoes. Take control of your health today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss life-changing content. And now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and type, "I want to live better," if you're ready to protect your prostate and take charge of your future. Let's build a community of men who are serious about their health. Another prostate superfood is cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage. These veggies contain sulforaphane, a compound that helps detoxify harmful substances in the body while reducing inflammation. Studies show that men who consume cruciferous vegetables regularly have a significantly lower risk of developing prostate disease. If you're not eating these vegetables regularly, you're missing out on one of the most powerful natural tools for prostate protection. And let's not forget omega-3 fatty acids. Found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, omega-3s are essential for reducing inflammation and keeping your hormones in balance. The typical Western diet is overloaded with omega-6 fatty acids found in processed foods and vegetable oils, which create an inflammatory response in the body. By increasing your intake of omega-3s, you actively fight inflammation and help maintain a healthy prostate. Another key player, green tea. This simple drink is packed with catechins, powerful antioxidants that have been shown to slow the growth of prostate cancer cells and protect against prostate enlargement. Drinking a cup of unsweetened green tea daily can give your body an extra layer of defense, keeping your prostate functioning optimally for years to come. But one of the most surprising and often ignored prostate protectors is pumpkin seeds. These small seeds are packed with zinc, a mineral essential for maintaining healthy testosterone levels and supporting prostate function. Studies have shown that men with low zinc levels are at a higher risk of developing prostate issues, making pumpkin seeds an easy and delicious addition to your daily diet. So, where does this leave you? If you've been eating a diet filled with inflammatory, processed, and hormone-disrupting foods, it's time to take control. Every single meal is an opportunity to either fuel your body with nutrients that protect your prostate or feed inflammation that will come back to haunt you later. And here's the best part. These changes aren't hard to make. You don't have to give up everything you love. You just have to make smarter choices. Swapping out processed meats for lean organic protein, replacing vegetable oils with healthy fats like olive oil and avocado, cutting back on sugar and replacing it with natural sources like berries, adding more green tea and cruciferous vegetables to your daily routine. These small but powerful adjustments can make all the difference in keeping your prostate healthy for the long run. But diet is just one part of the equation. What if I told you that the way you move, how often you exercise, how much time you spend sitting, and even how well you sleep plays just as big a role in prostate health as the food you eat? In the next section, we'll dive into the lifestyle habits that separate men with healthy prostates from those who suffer in silence. You won't want to miss this. Most men never stop to think about how their daily routines might be slowly damaging their prostate. It's not something you feel happening in real time, and by the time symptoms show up, the damage is already underway. You've learned how diet plays a critical role in prostate health. But what if I told you that what you do outside the kitchen matters just as much, if not more? The way you move, how you handle stress, how well you sleep. These are the hidden factors that separate men with lifelong prostate health from those who end up suffering. And the worst part? Most men never even realize they're making the mistakes that lead to problems down the line. One of the biggest and most underestimated risk factors for prostate issues is a sedentary lifestyle. If you spend hours sitting at a desk, behind the wheel, or on the couch, you're putting your prostate at risk. The human body was never designed to remain in a seated position for long periods. When you sit for extended hours, the prostate gland becomes compressed, reducing blood circulation and increasing the risk of congestion and inflammation. Over time, this can lead to chronic pelvic tension, prostatitis, and even worsening symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. But here's what's interesting. Men who engage in regular physical activity have significantly lower rates of prostate disease. It's not just about general fitness. Exercise actively reduces inflammation, improves circulation, and regulates hormone levels, all of which directly impact prostate health. Studies have shown that men who participate in moderate to intense physical activity, such as brisk walking, jogging, swimming, or resistance training, have a 30–40% lower risk of developing prostate problems compared to those who are inactive. And it's not just about cardio. Strength training, especially compound movements like squats and deadlifts, has been linked to improved testosterone regulation and overall prostate function. When you lift weights, your body naturally boosts testosterone production, keeping your hormones balanced. And since hormonal imbalances are one of the key drivers of prostate issues, maintaining optimal testosterone levels is a game changer. But while movement is critical, there's another silent killer most men don't even consider: chronic stress. It might not seem obvious, but the way you manage stress or fail to plays a massive role in your prostate health. When your body is under constant stress, cortisol levels spike, and this triggers a chain reaction of inflammation throughout the body, including the prostate. Long-term stress weakens the immune system, messes with hormone production, and contributes to prostate discomfort and inflammation. Think about it. How often do you feel overwhelmed by work, finances, or personal struggles? How often do you find yourself grinding through the day, tense and mentally drained? Most men don't realize that this ongoing pressure is setting the stage for prostate problems later in life. The men who avoid these issues aren't necessarily stress-free. but they have better ways of managing their stress. They make time for exercise, meditation, or simple activities like walking outdoors or practicing deep breathing. These might sound small, but over time, they create a huge difference in how the body handles inflammation. And then there's sleep, perhaps the most overlooked, yet one of the most powerful tools for prostate protection. If you're regularly getting less than 6 to 7 hours of sleep, you're doing serious harm to your hormonal balance. Melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep, also has strong antioxidant properties that protect the prostate. Studies show that men with chronic sleep deprivation have higher levels of prostate-specific antigen, PSA, which is linked to an increased risk of prostate disease. On top of that, poor sleep disrupts testosterone production. Your body produces most of its testosterone while you sleep, and when you cut your rest short, testosterone levels plummet while cortisol, the stress hormone, rises. This combination creates a perfect storm for prostate inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and increased risk of disease. And it's not just about the number of hours you sleep, it's about the quality of your sleep. If you constantly wake up during the night, toss and turn, or rely on stimulants like caffeine late in the day, you're sabotaging your body's ability to repair itself. The men who never suffer from prostate issues prioritize good sleep hygiene, a consistent bedtime routine, reducing screen time before bed, and making their sleep environment as restful as possible. So let's put it all together. The men who never suffer from prostate issues aren't just lucky. They're doing things that most men ignore. They stay active, keep their hormones balanced, manage their stress, and get proper sleep. These are the habits that separate those who deal with constant prostate problems from those who never have to think about it. But there's still one more piece of the puzzle, one that might be the most debated topic of all. How does sexual activity affect prostate health? Is frequent ejaculation helpful, or does it cause more harm than good? The answer might shock you, and in the next section, we'll break down the truth about ejaculation, semen retention, and what science really says about its impact on your prostate. You won't want to miss this. Most men don't think about their prostate until something goes wrong. It's not a topic of daily conversation, and for years you might not even realize it's there. But when the first warning signs show up, the frequent nighttime urination, the weak stream, that feeling that your bladder never fully empties, it suddenly becomes impossible to ignore. And by the time most men start looking for answers, the damage has already begun. But here's what no one tells you. Some men never experience these problems. Some men go their entire lives without dealing with prostate inflammation, enlargement, or even prostate cancer. Is it just luck? Is it genetics? Or is there something they do differently that keeps their prostate healthy and problem-free? The truth is, prostate issues don't just appear out of nowhere. They develop over time, influenced by the choices you make every single day. What you eat, how much you move, the way you manage stress, how often you ejaculate. These factors don't just affect your overall health, they directly impact your prostate. And the men who never suffer from prostate problems, they follow specific habits, some knowingly, some unknowingly, that protect them from the very issues that plague millions of men around the world. Your future health starts now. If you want to avoid prostate problems and live a stronger, healthier life, hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who needs to see it. And don't forget, comment, "I want to live better," below if you're committed to making the right choices for your body. Let's make this journey together. One of the biggest mistakes men make is assuming that prostate health is something to worry about only when they get older. The reality? What you do in your 20s, 30s, and 40s determines how your prostate will function in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. If you wait until symptoms appear, you're already years behind in the fight for your health. Let's start with movement, or rather the lack of movement. One of the worst things you can do for your prostate is lead a sedentary lifestyle. Sitting for long hours every day, whether at work, in the car, or on the couch, creates a perfect storm for prostate issues. When you sit for too long, the prostate becomes compressed, restricting blood flow and leading to congestion in the gland. This increases inflammation, making it easier for conditions like prostatitis and benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, to develop over time. Now contrast this with men who stay active. Studies show that regular physical activity significantly lowers the risk of prostate disease. Cardio exercises like jogging, swimming, and cycling in moderation improve circulation, while strength training helps maintain hormonal balance. Men who engage in moderate to intense physical activity multiple times per week have a 30–40% lower risk of developing prostate problems compared to those who are sedentary. The science is clear: move more and your prostate stays healthier. But movement is just one piece of the puzzle. The prostate is highly sensitive to hormonal balance, and that's something most men never think about. Testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, DHT, and estrogen levels all play a role in how well your prostate functions. If these hormones become unbalanced, whether from poor diet, stress, or lack of exercise, it can accelerate prostate enlargement and inflammation. Speaking of stress, did you know that chronic stress could be slowly destroying your prostate without you even realizing it? High stress leads to elevated cortisol levels, which increases inflammation throughout the body, including in the prostate. Long-term stress also depletes key hormones that help regulate prostate function, making men more susceptible to issues like prostatitis. And here's where it gets interesting. Men who never suffer from prostate problems don't just have lower stress, they have better stress management habits. They exercise regularly, engage in relaxing activities like meditation or time outdoors, and get enough sleep to allow their bodies to reset and heal. Sleep in particular is one of the most overlooked factors in prostate health. When you don't get enough sleep, your body produces less melatonin, a hormone with powerful antioxidant properties that protect the prostate from oxidative stress.